Engaging with Facebook terrorists. How to take a vacation in a pandemic. Oh, again, and things Melissa knows nothing about. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations.
You know, I was looking on the board where you listed things Melissa knows nothing about, and you had 2 items, I guess, to jog your memory, 2 bulleted items, and I thought, just 2?
No, it's just 2. It's just 2 for this week.
No,
it's just 2 for this week.
It's so mean, but I really did. I was like, just 2. That's so cute. You're cute.
What's sad is I have a story, but I'm so old that I need to jog my memory by putting those notes in. Yeah, so you want to jump right into things Melissa knows nothing about?
Bring it. I mean, we've got an hour, so.
Last week, trees, plants, flowers. You know, I started to think this week about there's tons of shit I know nothing about. And I also, again, thought about how important it is to admit, I don't know something. Let's find out. Let's look into it. Well, I might crowdsource this one because... So, you know, I have 3 dogs.
Yes.
And they're rescues. And I try not to yell at my rescues because they've just been through so much before getting here. And I yell at the kids. And they hear that too. And they don't understand that. So, basically, Normally Brilliant, who is my Bernedoodle, is the daughter of the dog we initially rescued. We took his daughter as well. So, Normally goes outside in this beautiful springtime. And she puts 2 paws on a tree, and she starts tapping the tree with those 2 paws.
Is she trying to save it by injection? I'm sorry. Keep going about the dog.
Lethal injection. Tap, 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 tap. I'm like, what the fuck is her problem? And I follow it up, just not even, it's eye level with me. Like, in the tree is a nest, and there's a bird on that nest.
Oh, no.
Sitting on top of eggs, her kin. She's sitting on top of these. Yeah, so I yell at her and I say, Normie, no. And I shoo her away from the tree. Maybe 4 or 5 times I've caught her. Her father just sits diligently next to her thinking, when that shit falls, I'm eating it first. When that shit falls, it's mine. And he just waits. She does the legwork. Well, that is now an empty nest, I guess. Not because of Normie. She did nothing wrong. But the bird, she hatched her babies. I watched her feed them, and they have left the nest.
Okay, you witnessed all of this. You're not just doing our son Jacob cover up of the dog, which I have yet to see. So, and nor will I ever watch it. I'm telling you, you watch these birds. Did you watch these birds fly away?
I did not watch them fly away, but I saw her feeding them, and I saw her going back and forth. So, and Normie, well, so let me tell you. The mother will, I was told, and I know nothing about birds other than the fact that they typically just scare the shit out of me. Alfred Hitchcock ruined me, right? The birds, like I can't with birds. I'm terrified of birds. I've watched on video, not in person, geese peck the shit out of a toddler. Like they are nasty motherfuckers. And I'm screaming, put down the phone, put down the camera, go save that baby. But no, people like to videotape everything.
And watch it, evidently. Okay.
Yeah, and post it. So birds are mean creatures. And everybody we know now has chickens. And I think, I don't know, man. Chickens, they seem pretty mean too.
Yeah, there's a pretty small brain to body mass ratio in that bird. But anyway, continue with your discussion, please.
Right. That's why they say bird brain, right? Because their head is so tiny. How big could be the brain inside that head? I'm admitting I don't know. Things Melissa doesn't know. Ding. Okay. So recently I've been opening the deck door to let all 3 dogs out to do their biz nasty in the backyard. And they don't leave the deck. Well, why aren't you leaving the deck? I don't understand. We have business to do. This is your toilet. This beautiful greenery is your toilet. Nope. There's a bird who looks a lot like the mother of those babies she was harassing, who swoops down and like hits her.
Oh, she's on turd patrol. She says, "Get the fuck out of my area."
She will not let my dogs go in the backyard. And now her father's a bit the standard poodle's a big doof, so I don't even think he knows that she's doing it unless she makes contact with her.
He's up on the porch going, "Hey man, I guess we're on the porch now. What's up, guys? We're standing on the porch. Sounds good. Porch. Poop. Do we poop on the porch?
That's it. What do we do? Do we poop on the porch? No. So this bird is super angry at my dogs. And only one, maybe two are to blame, but they're all taking the brunt of it. So I don't know. I was told after they make these babies, they feed them, and then they all leave. She's not leaving. How long does that take?
Is she continuing to come back to the scene of the tree, to the scene of the birthing? Does she keep going back there, or you don't know where the fuck she's going?
Oh, she's in all. So, we took out these trees. We planted all these other little trees. They're little. So she's at the top, going from top to top to top to top to all of the other trees. It looks like a little tiny Christmas tree farm in the back.
I gotcha. And what color is the bird?
Black.
Okay. Well, because that will help you. That helps you identify her gangland symbol, because clearly she's taken over your territory.
She got marks though. She's all tatted up. When she spreads her wings, they're like white stripe on her wings. What does that mean?
She means she's a Crip if she's black. That's what it means. So
with that white stripe, is that just ink?
Yep. The Bloods, I believe, are red. So you've got to,
Yeah, I don't know what to do. You can't shit on my deck, and you have to leave. You got to go do your business. So Mal had a plan. My daughter had a plan for this, because nobody believes me. Nobody believes that a bird.
Well, the dogs believe you.
Right. But no
what good are they? They couldn't get rid of this pest to begin with. All right, keep going.
Had you done the job right the first time, we wouldn't be in this
Berna, nothing. All right.
Circle of life. So nobody believes that I am watching a bird swoop down and smack dogs on the back as they trot around the backyard. And it's kind of dangerous. I mean.
Okay. But I'm going to stop you right there. The bird is probably smaller than the size of your closed fist. And the dog is probably the size of a human man. I've seen these dogs. So this is really the problem that nobody can solve, including the fucking dog. This is like a mosquito problem. Okay, keep going. Tell me how they don't believe you.
Mosquitoes bite, and this bird dive bombs to all three of my dogs.
I get that it's very scary. I get it.
So nobody believed me, and then I called Mallory, and she came outside, and she saw it happen. She's like, "Are you fucking kidding?" She was enraged, right? She's now upset. She goes, "Wait right here."
Oh! Watch out. Okay.
So she goes into the garage and brings out a tennis racket.
Okay. Wow. You'll shoot your eye out, or you're going to kill that bird.
Look, I don't care about the bird if it doesn't attack my dogs, but the second you fuck with my dogs, kind of like that neighbor in the rocks, the second you fuck with my dogs, that's fucking with me. It really is. It's really like, oh, now I have to walk out every night. Actually, she's not really out there at night, but they're already scared. I have to walk out there every day at 100 degrees to get my dogs to pee and do the pee-pee dance. They're not puppies anymore. They know what to do out there. Nope, I've got to go because I've got to wave my arms like a lunatic to keep the bird away.
Well, now your daughter can go and wave the tennis racket. She didn't actually strike this bird.
No, she's not. She said, "What would I do if I hit it?" And I said, "Well, would you hit it?"
Get 2 points, evidently, because that's how tennis works.
15 love.
This is the most horrific conversation that we've ever had.
I don't know. I said, well, then you would dig the waffle of the tennis racket underneath it and flip it over the fence. And she said, I can't, Mom.
I hope she quickly said, I'm out. Yeah, this was an ill-fated plan.
Of course you can't. I mean, of course you can't, Mom. But I thought it was like, all right, she really feels for these dogs. She's going. And she pulled out that tennis racket. I did not. She thought bat, but she's not that good of a shot. So yeah, Ethan thought BB gun. But,
no, you'll shoot your eye out.
Does he not have one of those? We don't know those
You're
things.
Jewish. You don't know. Damn it.
We don't do. I know. Please. Every year we watch that movie. And I encourage them to lick ice cold poles, but
and to not shoot their eyes out.
Shoot their eye out.
Okay, good. Well, they've made it this far.
They've made it this, but he doesn't get a gun. But she couldn't use the tennis racket, but it's good to flail it around a little just to show she's not as tall as I am. So when I walk out there with them and flail my arms a little, that now she's got a racket. It makes her feel like she's doing something. Of course, now the dogs are like, she crazy. I can't poop back here. She crazy and a bird's trying to kill me.
Oh my God, the level of neuroses for a 4 times daily process. I swear. Do they not ever get bottled up with poo and just decide, I don't care what's happening in the world. This is coming out. It is a waste product. It's going out somewhere. They don't?
Yeah, I guess if we took her to the park where all of the smells are located, she likes to release everything she's got there. I don't want to put my dog in the car because I have a bird who can't get her shit together. So this is in the things Melissa knows nothing about category because I'm curious. How long does it take for a bird to birth and depart? Get the fuck out of here.
It depends on the bird, number 1. And number 2, they have no interest in hanging around. So because there's not a nest that's permanent. That's why I was saying, do they keep coming back? Because maybe there's something in that nest that you're not aware of, that they haven't all departed. Did you actually physically see the baby birds? Did you climb in there like Jessica, our other friend Jessica, with her long lens camera and take pictures of them with the wide open birdie mouths?
I did not climb in there. I know that she's a nasty bitch, and I didn't want to get
too close to her. It takes like 3 days, according to the birds that have been birthed in the neighbors' backyards here. It takes about 3 days for, oh my goodness, they're happening. Now they're gone. Or, the owl ate them, or whatever is going to happen. So yeah, you gotta move your shit along. You don't get to just, there's no permanence in nature. You just got to move that shit before someone comes and eats you in the form of your fucking dog. But here's my point to you. Some birds like the environment that you've created. My friend Terry had like a backyard pool that she worked really hard to make it lagoon-like. So it has all these beautiful plantings and blah, 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 blah. And the birds were like, fuck yeah, it's a lagoon, baby. So they would come and shit all over. I mean, hordes of them. They would shit all over everything. They would shit in the pool. They would shit on the deck. They would shit on the chairs. They would shit on the grill. They would shit on the patio. There's a multi-level everything covered with poop. So this would go on for a really long time until she got some sort of IHateBirds.com. She got some sort of nuisance device.
Keep talking.
I thought I talked about this on pod before. She got some kind of nuisance device where it's a horrible sound that and honestly humans can hear it. And twice daily, you play this like some crazy, crazy sound over the speakers, and it drives them into the hinterlands. But she did it for 2 weeks, and they never the fuck came back ever. I'm telling you. And it's a very specific, because it sounds like a predator, right? So it's an annoying noise.
Pterodactyl sounds.
It's something, and it was really bad. And it says, I think it sounds like monkeys. Because I remember laughing and thinking,
oh my God.
I think I would take the poop before I would willingly invade my sanctuary space with the audible sound of a horde of monkeys twice daily for 2 weeks. Like, I think the poop is fine. So, but then again, I don't have a pool.
Poop is not fine.
I don't have a pool. I don't have poop.
Right.
I don't have any of these problems. I don't have monkeys. I just have, I have some as close as you can get to monkeys without being apes. That's what I have in my house. Anyway, I will happily ask Terry for the name of her nuisance cam or whatever it was. It was a speaker. It was fucking noisy. And trust me, it drove him out.
Twice a day. So could I send my wildly unproductive children outside going, ooh, ooh, ah, 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 ah,
I think that would be great. And it would also be wonderful to film it with your camera and post it. And then you could also use this to get rid of your, who no longer lives there, backyard bitch neighbor.
Oh,
she could have no tenants. You could also ruin her life by now no one will live behind you because you have the dogs and the I guess, mentally unstable children who come into the yard and begin doing their festive insanity dance. Yes. Yes, I love it. I will get the name. But it, honestly, in her case, it was all very specific. It was like people who have have pools have this unique problem with this specific kind of bird. So that's why I was honestly not even kidding about what color is the bird. Is it a starling? Is it a this? Is it that? Because some of them, their birds are, we talked before about the cardinals, and they're a little bit crazy. Cardinals need a little bit of help. So they just decide, I'm done with this shit, and they attack. They come and they pung, 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 all the time.
All birds. Birds are fucking crazy.
But cardinals have decided, fuck you. I'm gonna use my face and my beak on this glass until I break it or die trying. And that's what they come. And a lot of them died trying. I got some hard glass on the house. I'm sorry, Cardinals. People, I don't got nothing against you. I don't have any problems with you, Cardinals. Why don't you go the fuck somewhere else? The Cardinal is nuts, and then also goes over to the neighbor's house and specifically shits on her car.
Nice. Well played.
She sits. Well, we figured out that evidently the Cardinal had a nest in a nearby bush, and so that was her way of protecting, and the bush was right next to where they have so many kids in the house now from everybody home from college and can't go back that they have too many cars for their very, very large garages. So the cars are now in the driveway permanently because that's what you have to do when you run out of spaces. So it's parking. The car is parking right next to a landscape bush that evidently has a nest in it. So the Cardinal comes and sits on the driver's side rear view mirror on the outside, right? And hoinks up her little red ass or his and just down the driver's side door. So it's like a stream of deuce down of white deuce every day. You can't clean it off fast enough before there's a new streak. It's gonna ruin the car. So the point is park somewhere else or kill the bird. So I would say find a new parking spot.
Or take out the racket.
It depends on the bird, how long they stay. The ones that hatch in the backyard, it was 3 days from, and there they go. And they even watched them. I think they're I don't know if it's called fledging the nest, but the fledglings, whatever it is, they watched them learn to fly. They stood there on the back porch and watched. Our friend Jessica, our true friend Jessica of Sheep Podcast fame, had those foxes. Still has those foxes. 7 fucking foxes living under her deck. Why they came there and decided that was the place to be, I don't know. But she's out there every day with a camera, not a tennis racket, mind, trying to say, hey, guys, she doesn't have a dog. She doesn't have a dog.
Those foxes, well, if she had a dog, she wouldn't have 7
doesn't have a
foxes
dog.
in her.
Or a TikTok channel with 16,000 viewers. But that's right. So those foxes are giving you content. You should be nice to them. Anyway.
Yeah, this bird is not. I was really hoping it would be gone by now. I thought the dogs would scare it away, but she bitchy.
The thing about coming back and enjoying the tops of the trees, that sounds like Terry's thing, because the 1 or 2 birds who just took a liking to you, this is our new habitat.
Oh, fuck.
So that's why she was like, yeah, monkey noises for 2 weeks. And then,
all right.
Okay, bye. But it was, yeah, I'll get you the name of it.
Yeah, let me know.
You're not going to do it. You have one fucking bird.
I'm
out
more
there.
Likely to send my
go
kid
out there.
to...
No, I don't want to be gross. And here's the difference between things Melissa knows nothing about. The things that Amy knows nothing about are so vast that I just ignore it. And I pretend that I know lots of things about things that I know nothing about. So here's how I'm going to solve this problem that I know nothing about, or even if this is efficacious. But this is what you do. Take all the hair from all the hairbrushes in the house. Go wad it up in your hand, all the hair. Clean them all out into your one giant ball of hair, and take some of the dog's hair too if you can get some. I know they don't shed. Go out to that tree, hoinker up it if you need a ladder or someone to lift you, and dump that hair into where the nest was, and they will not come back. They will not come back. They will not come back
because it's peopled. It's all
unless they
up.
were making a nest out of your hair to begin with, which is not what was happening. No. Right? They weren't finding these things around and, making nests out of fiberglass and everything else.
I mean, that was months ago that they even built a nest, right?
It was your hair, your smell, you're not going to go out there and pee, but, go out there and pee on them because the deer not going to come if it can't smell human piss out there. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I might have to Google that monkey sound.
Hair's a bridge too far. Got it. I'm saying you can make it inhospitable for this. It's not noisy. It's just swoopy for the swoopy ass bird.
You have the longest hair than most people I know, and you shed more than most people I know. So cleaning your brush could probably take a week and really produce some serious hair. With your long hair, do you ever get it shut in things like the car door?
Yes.
Or do you ever
yes.
have head accidents?
Yes. Every waking second. Is this not news to you? Your hair's not that short. It comes down and touches your shoulders. You don't get hair problems?
I am 3 months late on a haircut, which you could tell by my ridiculous roots. Although my hairdresser today posted on Facebook, she's opening. We turn green, red, yellow, green, in our state the 26th of June. And she's opening the 27th. Okay. And we all cheered. She has more comments on that post than any other post she put out there. But my hair is getting long. Like it's past my shoulders and... I've really not had that since college. So I got my hair caught in a couple of things. You can't put, I don't know, a purse over your shoulder without getting stuck.
You're right.
And I figured you've got to, I don't think about things like that because I have short hair. What's the worst hair accident you had?
You don't want to hear it. It's not suitable. I'll tell you. Nobody wants to know it, and people are not going to be friends with me after we're done. So buckle up. Here goes.
Not going to be friends.
Everyone with long hair already knows it, and they're thinking everyone already knows this. It's not that big a deal, and people who don't know what it is are going to be stunned and not fully get it because until it happens to you, it sounds like the weirdest, grossest. Why would you ever fucking allow that thing to happen? But with long hair, you ain't got no fucking choice, and it's a every couple of days reality. The hair is long, and you shed hair from your head. Yes,
I do.
Correct. Yes. So what's underneath your head on your body when you're standing vertically? Yes, your ass. Yes. So the long hair travels from your scalp, down your back, into your ass crack, and then up, around, and through. So you are now flossing your full lady parts front to back with a big old longy long. And the only way to get it out is to fucking pull it, so you're flossing it harder. It's gross and awful. You can't just fish that shit out. You got to pull it out, and it's long. So it is the exact opposite of anything remotely desirable.
And then you hang it on a tree.
Oh my God! What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I need your undercarriage.
When you talk about you can't put a purse on or a backpack if you're to make it less gender specific, to throw a backpack over your shoulder, to throw anything, a tote over your shoulder. Yeah, you can't. You got to you've seen me. You lift your hair out of the way, or you frankly figure out that you got to do this before you throw anything over your shoulder. There's a whole series of fucking steps. The worst is when you turn your head too quick and the hair gets trapped in your armpit. So, and it's not fucking funny, man. I don't know why you think this shit is funny. This is a horror. It's a horror. So you turn your head real fast because you're doing something, and then you clipped your hair under your armpit, and now you got your hair stuck, so you can't turn your head because it's attached in now two places, and then you can't. So you got to disentangle. Right? Or that's why all this flipping is going on. The hair flip there's also a function to the hair flip because you're avoiding the armpit and the backpack. I got to flip that fucking hair so I could do something else. God. It gets caught under your chin. It'll physically cut you if you're not careful. If you get one stray hair that goes under your chin, and just like the ass crack to pud description that I gave you before, if it gets caught under your ear or under your chin and you go to pull it too fast, you can actually cut your skin with your fucking hair. That's awful, right? Or the worst is when the wind is blowing and it gets caught in your eyelashes, and so you can't see because it's stuck and you're trying to pull it. You've had hair get caught in your eyelashes before.
Yeah, the worst I had, though, was I was talking and the wind came and my hair went in my mouth and now it's longer, so it was like in my throat. So it tried to kill me for a second, but that's like the end of my hair going in. Your hair goes
It's too long. It would just go past my mouth. But that happens like when you can't eat anything outside without your hair being controlled. But everybody with every hair knows this. You know, you got to get that because otherwise you got hair in your ice cream. You got hair in your gum. That's no.
And that turns into just gum in your hair.
Right. It's not good either way. There's no getting out of that shit. There's no getting out of that shit. So the worst, honestly, even worse than the astapud is when you have, as I have frequently, the drama of the unknown hair. And I've done this with strangers. I did this with a stranger before, and that's when I realized you got to stop doing this. The first time I did it with a stranger. I normally just do it with everyone I know. I'm surprised I haven't done it with you, where I'll come up to you and I'll say, is there hair on me? And then I will lift my arms up and just spin so that you can get it off. Because somewhere on you is one of your shed hairs that's so long, you don't know where it's fucking attached. So it's going, and you're trying to brush it. Is it on my tit? Is it on my arm? Is it on my body? Is it on my hair? That's my favorite, is when you think the hair that has shed previously is stuck to your elbow, because every time you move your elbow, you feel it. And it's really just shed, but not released. So it's dangling from the end of your massive ball of bullshit hair and going, It's fucking
I've
awful.
had a hair that I went to pull because I thought, where is this coming from? And I pull it and it's still attached to my head.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
did
yeah,
not
yeah.
need to happen.
Well, it hurts more too when you're there's a whole way you have to brush your hair when your hair is long, because when you pull it from the end and like to pluck out a hair, the longer it is, the more painful it is when it comes out when it's longer. I don't know why that would be or if it even logically makes any sense, but it is. So when you have to brush your hair like mine, which is crazy, I grab a hold of it somewhere in the middle. And so it's not pulling on my scalp. It's in my hand. All of the tension is broken because I'm pulling it from my hand, which is stopping it. And then it's almost like having it in a ponytail and then holding the ponytail so that it's not pulling on my scalp when I'm trying to. Because every time you brush it, you lose about half your hair too. The mountains of hair that come out of my head, because one hair is like 18 of your hairs.
Yeah.
And we both shed the same amount, but mine is
yeah.
more voluminous. So we have every manner of hair disruptor, pipe cleaner, everything that you can think of. All of us, all the time. Always have had. So,
and you
but
really
no,
have two sons who share your hair.
We do. As a matter of fact, I have 3 sons who share my hair, literally. But we're all of Italian lineage.
One keeps it super short. The other 2 get a little floppy, and it gets
None of them
thicker,
keep it short anymore. They all look laughably 1970s right now, thanks to the COVID. But I will tell you this:
Tell me this.
everybody's hair is crazy thick. So even when it's short, like Petey's hair is so thick. Even when he would use the you go to the barber and they use the shears or whatever the hell that's called, the clippers, right? They would cut it and they would do a fade on him so that you would even see bits of scalp. Like that's how close he would get the bottom. And then the top would go like, ba-choink, and be all curly and fun and floppy. Well, the part that you would shave really tight, you can't get your fingers through it to get to the scalp. It's so thick. It's just, it's like, it's super, that's why I would cut it so short, because otherwise it's just tons of hair coming at you. My point to you is this: it's all thick, it's all coarse, there's a lot of it, and it's everywhere. And we got the fucking dog, our dog likes to drop hair like he's Pigpen, walks around.
Do you ever discuss with them your butt to front hair issue?
No, but they've repeatedly, when we come in for snuggle time, they'll lean back and then somebody will trap my hair behind them in their arm or under the pillow, or I'm I can't move my fucking head, or you're rolling around in bed and you choke yourself in bed. That's the other one. When you're sleeping, you roll over and get like a face full. It's a fucking lot. The worst, I'm telling you, is when I was in AT&T. I'll remember it because I was so frustrated and I kept just flapping and pushing, trying to get the fucking itching thing off me. And I finally looked at this poor dude who I was talking to, and the hair was somewhere on the front and side. So I stopped what he was doing. I interrupted him and I said, "Is there a hair on me?"
Oh my God.
No, I think I didn't even say.
Crazy.
No, I didn't even think I said that. I think I said, "What?
Where is it?"
No, I think I said, "What is that?" And I threw my arms to the side and looked down at my boob. He stared at me and I said, "Get it." And then I think I said, "Get it off me." And he was like, and of course didn't do anything. And then I was like, and then I would go through the whole thing. "I think I have a hair on me." Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, "Yeah."
Totally thought you were crazy.
Back to the phone. I mean, it's like these poor people who have to
I hear Sprint has a sale. Maybe you should go next door to Sprint. T-Mobile was calling. Go anywhere else.
Yeah, you've never had a hair. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a dog hair or a human hair go in between the fibers of your skin?
My hair cutter used to talk about hair splinters that she used
awful.
to get.
That's what I'm talking about. There's nothing more awful.
It's very painful, and that's why they wear like clogs. And even though it's summer, you really should wear a full shoe. And when I see them in a sandal, I think, oh, that's a bad call.
No,
you must have half a day.
It's excruciating. I've gotten them a handful of times from the dog. You just happen to step on a dog hair just right, and the hair will lodge itself. If you look at your hands and your fingertips, how you have a fingerprint, and you can sort of see the swirls of your skin. Well, on the palm and on the soles of your feet, the swirls are there as well, and the hair will lodge itself in between 2 of those swirls, right in between, and it just stays in there, and you can't see it because it's hair, right? So you just feel this intense pain like a shard of glass or a knife or something. And
it's like a splinter.
And then you have to find it and pluck it out. You can't brush it away. It's awful. Anyway, so hair's great.
Stuart has taught me things Melissa does know something about, that your body fights anything coming from the outside like that. So a splinter is not just going to work its way into your body and try to kill you by getting in your blood. It's trying to work its way out. It wants to expel all of those things. But if you're walking on it every day and it's ouch, 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 it's not going to have an easy time expelling it. But I did learn that in the course of my sleeping with a physician.
Things Melissa learned by sleeping with a physician.
You would think I have learned not to engage with Facebook terrorists. You would think.
How have you not learned this? We've been training you now for 3 whole seasons of this 2-season podcast.
Yes, you have. I consider John, a previous host, Facebook terrorist.
He will be so pleased to hear it. I think he considers himself a Facebook terrorist too.
Right. So I giggle at his posts, and I don't usually write anything on them. But I have a girlfriend whose mother used to be like this flaming liberal, whose husband was a very liberal physician, and all of a sudden she has started posting wildly conservative things. She's become a Trumper. Fine. Do you, I'll do me. Stu can do me too, but I'll do me, you do you. And I think her posts are she'll fish, she'll throw something out there that's very judgy and then say, but we should all love each other. And then people answer her with, are you fucking kidding? How could you? Then she comes back with her, it's my page. I can put what I want on it. There's no need to be mean to me, blah, blah, blah. And she's such a victim when really she's a troll. She trolls with these comments. And so when she last posted something about everybody should just let everybody do their thing. If they don't want to wear a mask, they don't have to wear a mask. If you are, why you have to say why do you have to say like Black Lives Matter? It's kind of in the Black Lives Matter realm where she said, you don't have to say that. Why can't everybody just respect each other for who they are? And I was boiling, like it's boiling up inside of me. I'm like, well, people don't, which is why this movement came around. So I gently said, well, if that were the case and all of these systems, it was also about the defund the police. Now, let's be clear. Nobody's saying the whole defund the police movement is funding other sources.
Yeah, it's an allocation question, and it's the language I think is getting in the way of the intent.
Yes, and the intent is instead of when you have a psycho upstairs neighbor, the police aren't going to help psycho. They are going to make somebody here. Who described it to me this way? You get pulled over. I think, did we have this conversation last week?
Probably.
I don't really talk to anybody else. Yeah. I don't really talk to anybody else. So a cop comes to your window when you get pulled over. What do you see at eye level?
A baton. We did have this conversation. A baton and a gun.
And a taser and just like violence waiting to happen. So she posts this thing about let everybody be everybody. And I said, yeah, well, some of the systems were a little reformed, we could really, what? And then she writes back, what? And then somebody said, she ended it with, after her vile vitriol, she ended it with, I listen to music and pet my puppies and hope for greatness. Great. I do those things as well, but I also can't stand by and let you keep coming. So I basically said, some systems need to be reformed, and I think that would really aid in your idyllic situation. May I recommend Billy Joel's Glass Houses and Paul Simon's Graceland? They are a fucking they are treasures. And yes, she has a specific breed of dogs, and one of my dogs is half of her breed. So I said, yes, I sure do love that breed. They are great. Take care. So I tried to pull a her by ending it with, here are 2 great albums I think you might enjoy. And
right. We can still be friends, you horrible racist troll. Fuck off. Bye.
Yeah. So, it was quiet for a while. Then she wrote, what systems could use reform? Like, wait, are you disagreeing with me?
See, also, the entire world conversation happening right now.
And then I hated myself for engaging. Right.
Well, it's tricky because it's always a balancing act between, is this the time when someone is really questioning, when someone
open
is
to learn,
is someone, not even to be, because in that's inherently judgy. Fortunately, I agree with the judge in this case, but it's inherently judgy, right? So is this a time when an open conversation is happening and someone is expressing interest or concern or is grappling with something or is sharing something where you feel your contribution to the conversation can move it in a positive direction, right? That you never know if this is really that case, or if it's somebody who has been hooking up this, who has been loading up this hook for the past 3 days secretly in the basement and then just threw it in the water, hoping and hoping and hoping for a bite. So, I mean,
like John, who says this is canceled this week and then this is canceled. Can you believe this is canceled? Oh, this cancel culture. And he's waiting for anyone to bite. And I'm just looking at it and the cursor's blinking and I'm thinking, you're so cute, John.
It's some attempts to get people to engage are a lot more transparent than others. The tricky ones are when there's a conversation happening and it either absently or accidentally or purposefully takes a turn where you're like, what the fuck? We took one more step up or down the staircase and now magically we're in a completely different country. Like, what happened? Or castle, or call it whatever you want to, heaven, earth, universe. It's like we were just walking along and then, boop, oh, what fuck? How do we get here?
We fell in that pothole.
Yeah,
like
how
Marnie
do we get
did.
here? And now what do we do?
Do you remember when Marnie, walking home from AI DuPont Music Hall, fell in that grate? she came home 60 Shades of Black and Blue, and I thought, what the fuck happened to you? And she's like, I was walking and I fell in a hole. I'm like, were you drinking before? No, I
thought
walking.
You were talking about the time she was walking along the road in wherever we were, Georgia, Florida, whichever one, and fell down. And she broke her ankle, and we had to take her to the emergency room. And there was also some kind of a prison fire. She falls in a lot of holes in inopportune moments. They couldn't see her at the hospital because there was a prison fire, and we were stuck in a convoy. I think it was Florida.
That's crazy.
Good times. Fucking good times.
That's crazy. Sorry, Marnie, to giggle at your expense.
Oh, I hope that ankle heals. Yeah. Okay.
Again. Yeah, I didn't mean to engage. I didn't see it. And then it had one more round of when she asked me, I'm like, the legal, penal, police, those systems.
You said penal. Well,
and
here's a question for you.
Let
me point this in a different direction, because here's a question I have for you.
Penal.
Not really sure. I want to say, my heart and my brain are saying, yeah, you should be great about it. You should think this is wonderful. But I'm also going, wow. So, friends of ours, and they've only been over to the house once in a group setting, so they're not that close of a friends. Of course, we're friends with them, but I'm just setting it up like they're not in our close circle of friends. Somebody on Facebook posted a meme that was, I'm trying to I'll get the words wrong, but it was a bad meme. It was an insulting meme. Here, it was the one where there's some fat, white, bearded person sitting there, and the big meme letters say, "Did you ever notice the police will leave you alone if you're not breaking the law or if you're not doing anything illegal?" That's the meme that they posted. So that's a pretty bad one, okay? But in context, whatever the context might be, it didn't outright say. It was just like, gee, that's totally insensitive, and posted it on Juneteenth. So you can get, that's a dick move to me, right? That sounds like a dick move. Okay. So our friends saw it, and the person who posted it, I guess, is some sort of a coach of some other sports league that they're on that we're not on. And they said, our son won't play on that team. Bye. And you can, and I was like, over that? I was like, great. Okay. Really? And then weirdly, it came out like in all the why read the comments? Amy read the comments. So I read all the comments, and it was like, yeah. But it was like, the reason that we're doing this is because I reached out to you and said privately, why would you post this? And why would you post this on Juneteenth? Do you not get it? And your answer made it worse. So I was like, okay, I see now. And then everybody was piling on. This person's is a God-fearing, who knows what's it. But these people are great and fantastic, and I know they're level-headed, and he does things with you. And it was just back and forth, and it was like, fuck you. So it turned into this, I was like,
some of my best friends are Jewish.
What?
It's one of those.
Aren't they though? No, so it's just, I don't know. I was like, wow. So the fortitude to be able to say, ain't got no time. I honestly was waiting for somebody to say, I've seen that person and they have a racist tattoo, or they have they put a all lives matter. And that's what it was. There was more, you would dig deeper and you would find little bits and little bits. It wasn't this massive overt thing. So to take a huge stand and say, we're not even going to associate with the community that you're in, we're looking for a whole new baseball team. I was like, wow, I'm not committed to do that shit. But at the same time, I was like, is that real? Is that right? I wasn't involved in the back and forth. I don't know all the history. But in terms of engaging or not engaging, posting these little point of view pieces, how many of your friends who you love and respect have said, bye, Facebook, I'm out. I'm going to go do the pretty pictures on Insta. And then how long until it's gone there? The part of the challenge is we all have to figure out ways to talk to each other that reveal our inner biases so that we can address the biases, not to figure out a way that we can talk to each other where we can hide and code horrible things that this group is saying. And you know what I mean? It's like, that's, if it's coming out, isn't that a good thing? Shouldn't that be part of the conversation?
If
I don't
it
know.
becomes a conversation, it could be good. But if it's really just I feel this way, fuck you.
I'm so mad, but I'm not gonna put in, if to put my head in the mind of the racist person, maybe I don't feel comfortable putting a sign up in my front yard one way or another, but I also am not going to comment when there are nooses hanging in the street and people being there. You don't know about this because it's not a big thing in the news yet. There are, I want to say 5 or 6 people who have been hung in the past week, and they have all been declared a suicide. Yeah, because people hang themselves by nooses in public places as 23-year-olds and declared a suicide. Just this morning, a friend of ours who lives in Maine found a community in Maine that had the electrical wire, whatever it is, those telephone, they're not telephone wires, whatever they are, the ones that are in the street where you usually have sneakers hanging by a string. There was a noose that was thrown, an empty noose, but a noose nonetheless. No, this was the whole thing. People, the things that are going around on the feeds that I see are, how can it be that 5 people have been lynched this week and that's not on the news? That's how fucked up our news is right now, in the sense that there's so much fucked up right now. You have to prioritize the fuck ups. How horrible is it? Which horror are we dealing with today? Horror A, B, C, D, B, point 2, 3, 4.
And I look for the joys where the Supreme Court makes a decision that DACA's protected right now, and so are LGBT rights. Like, I guess I'm really looking for anything positive to hold on to until we could do something sweeping as a nation. And I want...
Well, I'll say this. The reforms that are happening right now, and it's hard to even call them reforms, the vocalization, the awareness, the public outcry, the corporate shift, the mentality shift, the rapid change that's happening right now is so infinitesimally small and not nearly enough that it's difficult to make the next sentence, which is, it is massive, unthinkable, and so exciting. The fact that it's long overdue is part of the conversation. The fact that it is way too little is part of the conversation. But this, to me, feels much like the shift in attitudes that happened so rapidly, and for some people, for some unknown reason, so terrifyingly, when Ellen DeGeneres reminded the world that, we saw people, so what do you get out of my fucking bedroom? Let's just be people together.
You liked me yesterday and thought I was hilarious. Yeah. Guess what? Still me.
Bing. So, yeah. So, and think of how the attitudes have shifted in less than a generation. And so I'm hoping that all of the trauma and pain, and I don't want to say on both sides, but legitimately on both sides. This is a difficult, everyone is stretching from where they were. And it's difficult to try to have less trauma in your life and move through it. It's difficult to recognize you weren't as far along on the continuum of being accepting and an advocate as you thought you were. And it's difficult even for the racists who are seeing that you're no longer welcome here. And they're having to deal with, okay, I can either go along with the boat that I don't want to be on, or I can take out my gun and shoot until they come for me. I mean, everybody is having to make these, everybody is being forced to move from where they were. And
right, it's a moving needle.
It's fucking tough. Yeah. And guess what? You get to do it all while there's a continuous threat of imminent death from an unseen, difficult to categorize or cure virus. And P.S. You're probably out of work. So, da-da-da-da-da-da, and you are not going to college and can't go out to eat because you don't have the money anyway. And you're probably going to die when you do. I mean, it's just, there's fucking too much shit going on right now.
So
it's ridiculous.
That's part of our family struggle. Like, we're moving to green next week, or the end of this week, which means we did a good job shutting down and not leaving the house and finally listening to my asshole mother.
Wait for it.
Stay home.
No, I'm trying to laugh because I'd cry.
We had flights booked to Florida. We were going. And then we turn on the news and it says Florida is the new epicenter of shit show, and they are getting like 4,000 new cases a day.
What was this time frame? Is this the current we were going, or are you referencing
yes.
back? Okay, so you had decided we're getting on a plane and we're going to go.
Correct.
All right. And now I rescind my prior podcast point of view because I haven't fact checked it, but I believe the source was reputable. Delta Airlines has announced that 500 of their employees are COVID positive.
Super Delta, super. So we're flying cheap ass Frontier, but we,
right.
But we're not, because they really are. They took Memorial Day and let everybody, I don't know, commingle. They opened up restaurants. My girlfriend's mother was out to dinner the other night. You know, all of the inn of doors, and it's been that way for a long time. They just marinate in each other's filth and saliva and virus, and now they are getting hit hard. So we canceled our flights for the second time. And now what? We have a week where I have a pet sitter.
Oh.
What do I do? Where do we go?
I can your automobile still works.
Correct. Where do I go?
You're saved up, probably have some Hotelis points still work.
I don't, but don't let that be a deterrent.
Well, don't let that be I mean, you can whatever. I'm always trying to think of what are the economics.
Okay, but where do I go? I don't want to go to a hotel because that is just as Stuart's parents have a timeshare thing. But if I go to a hotel, I'm touching like all those other people. I need like a house. I need a lake house somewhere where he can fish for 4 days.
Yes, and you have that, and it's several hours away. Go to the Poconos. What are you forgetting? You own a house in the Poconos. Did you forget?
My in-laws live there.
Yes.
They are currently there.
Okay.
They drove up from Florida because
they're lovely. Go and stay with them.
They need to sit in hibernation for 14 days. I don't know what they brought up here. Okay. But he needs a place to go. Where can I take my family within like a 6 to 8 hour driving distance?
I was going to say, you guys also don't mind getting in the car and trying to play beat the GPS and get there faster than is humanly possible.
That's a game we do enjoy.
So driving is not a big deal for you. I would go to, again, another unendorsed zero monetization product that I'm now going to push. Go to roadtrippers.com. roadtrippers.com, and that's going to give you the opportunity to put in a start and an end. Just draw a circle on a map is what I love to do, and then you get to see the cities that are within there. You can do that on the Google, but go to roadtrippers.com, and that's going to map out. You get to pick, I'm looking for off the beaten path. I'm looking for wackadoo. I'm looking for tourist stops, and it'll show you like the biggest ball of yarn is located here, right next to the Cracker Factory Museum that no longer works. It is now haunted. Like, it maps out, if this is where you're headed, drive 15 minutes at this point, and you'll be able to see something that thing. Remember I told you about Foamhenge that I wanted us to go see? I found Foamhenge that way. Foamhenge, as you would imagine, is Stonehenge made out of fucking foam. And you can see it Because if you're going in that way anyway, all you have to drive is 20 more minutes and you can take a picture at Foamhenge.
Which is hilarious.
Which nobody ever wants to do with me. So I love to go there and not do the things. That's how I also found out about something right here in our state, which has since opened. Atlas Obscura is another one to check out. Atlas Obscura. And that's one where they show you all the weirdy, creepy, wonderful.
Love it.
Fantastic things to go do. And it's mostly, you kind of can't get there unless you put on a little gumption. And so that is perfect for people who are not getting on a plane. And the one I wanted to tell you about is the Tweetsy people bought it and opened it now. And they open it for several weeks in the summer, at least they did. And it was a Wizard of Oz amusement park from the 50s that had shut down, and it was super in the mountains, and so it was just crumbling and rotting, right? And so people would break in and take pictures. There's a yellow brick road. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then they all got wise to it that enough people were doing that. They're like, well, I guess there's some money in these here. So then they decided to open it 4 weekends a summer, and they sell out every time. So they just open it to limited people because there's not much you can do there except, die. So anyway, that's fun stuff. I would draw a circle on a map and figure out where you want to go. That's within 7 hours. And I would look for, if you must go and kill fish using a hook, do it. Find a lake. Go north, young squire. Go to the Finger Lakes. Go to the Finger Lakes.
I looked at Lake George. And I mean, I know it's last minute, but maybe some other people last minute didn't want to travel. I just don't want the hotel. I just don't want the communicable nonsense. Like normally if you go to a hotel, you kind of wipe down the remote. Like some shit's just gross, or you bring your own pillow or whatever you do for your own safety.
Well, there's several pieces of good news for you. Number one, many hotels have augmented their policy and they're doing enhanced cleaning. So it's probably not suitable for anything other than, gosh, I wish you'd been doing that before. So I don't know how exciting that is. Others, and particularly the VRBO, Airbnb, ilk, they are given the option to either enhance their cleaning procedures dramatically to be up to a particular standard of effectiveness for killing potential, pathogens, virus, etc., or they can also commit to a 72-hour window in between bookings. So that's another thing to look for, where not only is it being clean, who were the last people that were in there? Because within 3 days, you're honestly within 3 days. You've got a higher risk at the gas station filling your car on the way to said locale. So you're going to be fine. And you can also, in a hotel, you can deny, what do you call? I'm blanking on the word, but you can tell them, please do not service the room while we're in it. So once you're in there, you can just bring your own cleaning stuff if you're really that person. I don't think it's a surface contaminant world. I think it is.
Do you not want us coming to you? Is that what you're saying?
No, come to us.
Do you not want us coming to you?
Come on down. You're welcome. We're up in it. We're making all the bad choices. Come on down. My son is not here today because he is out on a lacrosse field with his team practicing, getting ready for tournaments. The tournaments, fortunately, that were scheduled for up north have gradually all been canceled, and now our tournaments are still here. So, but they're tournaments that are scheduled until they're canceled. They're on like Donkey Kong. That's kids who are they've put face shields in the masks. Lacrosse players wear helmets akin to a football helmet. Don't get mad at me, lacrosse people, whatever. For the visual, it looks like a football helmet, and you can put a full face shield on the front. So that limits any kind of whatever. Your hands are covered in gloves anyway. You can't even physically touch your face because of the mask. There's a grid. Like a football thing. The thing you don't grab the face mask is what they would say. Don't grab the thing around the teeth. Anyway, yeah, he's doing all that. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm going to. I'm just making the dumbest choices that I can make. My son, who is going to college, theoretically, we're thinking about clothes and packing up clothes. There was a sale at a store that he shops and online. And I said, well, why don't we just order this stuff online? And he said, I don't like to. I really just need to try it on or see it because sometimes the fabric is dumb or this and that. He goes, can't I just go to the store? And I said, yes. And he put on a mask and he went to the store and he walked around and he, bought 4 pairs of this and 2 pairs of that and put it in a bag and came home. And it was, what am I doing? What am I doing?
And then washed his hands and sanitized
and then washed his
hands
and threw that mask away. And because in 2.5 months, He's going to be, unless something dramatically changes, we're making plans for the dorm. Next week, we get our move-in instructions. So he's going to go and live with strangers on a permanent campus. That's what's the weirdest thing to me. The current plan is that on-campus housing is a go, and that most classes will happen online. So I'm like, why is he going to campus? What's he possibly getting there except sick? So I'm going to have a lot of questions next week. My point to you is this, and I didn't even get to the part is this afternoon, I'm going to a Zoom funeral, and then later tonight we're going to celebrate my husband for an early Father's Day. So it's like there's too much at every moment. Happy, sad, and this whole week I have been moving more money, more $2 and $3 from one account to another account in preparation for all of the zaniness that will be college, and it's just it's been such a ick fest of all the stuff that has to happen for all these big changes. I feel like I'm water skiing. I feel like I'm sitting in the water, and I've been sitting there holding on to that tow rope, and the boat just started, and it's just pulling me, and soon enough, that's it. And I might crash and burn and fucking die. But guess what?
It's a runaway train.
I'm gonna water ski. I'm not in charge. I'm not the boat. I'm just holding on. I'm just holding on. Right? That's a lot. This is the next thing that's happening. So yeah, come the fuck down. We didn't sign up for our pool this year because for a variety of reasons. Right. So we still live here.
Is there a lake where he could fish?
We live on the lake. We have the marina. We have all that stuff, and we have a membership over at another lake where we have our sailboat. I don't think either one of those are fishing. You don't swim or fish in them, but you do stand up paddleboard and boating and all that stuff. So we can take you on the boat and these sorts of things. But we don't belong to the pool. Wouldn't take you to the pool. Can we get into a pool somewhere? Yeah, if you wanted. Do you even like pools? No, you can't fucking swim. So what am I talking about the pool? Yeah. So coming here is just a question of let's walk around or do this or do that. Coming here, I think, is more in line with let's pick some beautiful. Let's go to a lake house of a friend or a mountain house of a friend or a beach house of a friend.
I would love that. We don't have friends like that anymore. We've chased them all away. Nobody's inviting us anywhere.
Or go and fucking rent it from all the people who are scrambling to. The problem is this.
That's what we want to do.
People aren't scrambling. They're booked. They are booked, booked, because people have decided I'm going to the beach, going to the lake, going to the mountains, going to the outdoors where the only thing to do is stay in this place where I sleep and then walk around and maybe eat or drink something that I could also bring from home. Those are the places that are booking up fastest. If you wanted to go and stay in a hotel in Miami, you could have your pick. And they'd love to have you, and they would tell you all the cleaning mechanisms that they've got in place to make it happen, because people aren't going there.
Right, because it's a viral fest right now.
People aren't going there. Yeah,
that would definitely be outside my box. Ding. But I do have to tell you, there's a difference between. I want to know: is there a difference between joining a cult and drinking its Kool-Aid? And I will.
I'm in the process of having a drink from my glass, and we went to cults. We're on that stair step again. Now we're talking about cults and Kool-Aid. You've got to explain yourself.
So outside my box, we purchased a Peloton.
What the fuck?
We did it a while ago. We talked about it a while ago. But it was delivered. It was finally delivered.
Where'd you put it? In the basement or upstairs or upstairs?
It's in the basement with all the other exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Archaeological.
The exercise room. Sure. Okay.
So I have been on it twice a day since we got it. But they're only like...
To do what? Press a button? You've actually ridden...
Yeah, 15 or 20-minute classes. The just beginner 15, 20-minute class. Usually 20-minute classes.
Twice a day?
Yeah, it's still only 40 minutes of exercise. Don't get too crazy about it. I can't do too much at once because I am so out of shape. It's frightening. So I have an undercarriage that is not full of hair. Is like yours.
Hey, that's from my head.
Yeah.
Look at I'm a nice lady. That's from my head. Okay.
Right. So I am so sore in my undercarriage twice a day, and just to get like 40 minutes in. If I could do a 40-minute ride, I would only do it once. But I have joined the cult, but I'm not convinced yet. I haven't really drunk the Kool-Aid.
Who else is doing it? Did you get, as I understand these apparatuses to work, buying the bike is not enough. They also identify you by your shoes. So you have to, the only person who can use it, you have to have special shoes so that that's a way they can monetize it. So you have the shoes. So does Stuart have shoes?
So interesting that that's what you asked. There are 2 pairs of shoes that we have.
One that probably both women and both men can share. I've thought about that.
They, Mallory and I are both a size 9, and Stu and Ethan share a size 13 shoe.
Yeah, I love it.
So
Good.
Stuart is not
Peloton. Yeah,
Stuart is not on this bike though, because it seems every time we've started to do something, boxing, going to the gym, running, Stuart joins and ruins it. So we all stop doing it. So he made the individual boxing gym thing that we kind of turned into a family when he's like, this is great. We'll all go. And he shows up. Everybody's like, I don't want to go anymore. So he has vowed not to get on that bike. And when we sweat gently. And when he sweats working out, I mean, the room, the whole, it's bad. And I'm not going in there if I know that my man has been in there and leaving his man smell. So I put this thing of wipes, which are like gold these days, next to the bike and a garbage bag. So when you're done, you pull a wipe, you wipe the bike, and you throw it in the bag. And then you take your gelatinous legs and you walk away. But yeah, so I haven't really drunk the Kool-Aid yet, but I've definitely joined the cult.
So what's your username? Brill Velo. Velo Brill.
My username is I hate exercise.
Okay, so truth in pedaling. I love
Truth in pedaling.
Yeah. I love it. What is your goal? Strength? Endurance?
A hint of endurance. I want endurance.
You're looking to build up sort of,
I
want to walk
minutes.
I want to walk up the stairs to receive my Archway cookie delivery and not be out of breath before I sign the document.
Yes. And it's no signature required. They just dump it at the door. Yes. I want endurance. I want to be able to walk up the stairs without going, dear God, why the legs and the heavey? Yeah.
So it's a putt killer, is what I'm hearing you say.
Yes.
Your taint is feeling it.
Well, the funniest part is I'm like, there's got to be like a padded short. So I went over to the Googs and I padded short. And you are not going to believe the picture that I found of the shorts. And I thought, I can't buy those because it looks like there's an outdoor vagina on these shorts.
It's super pornographic. It's ridiculous.
Super pornographic. And at this very moment of time, I just sent you a picture of it.
Oh, gosh.
So, and dear listener, you will not be left out. I will put a picture on Thursday morning when this comes out. I will post a picture on Brill Ob Squad for you to see what these shorts look like.
Oh, my God. Gang. And they're even anatomically colored. So,
even the black ones are pink in the
It's just wow.
It's tough.
Oh,
I'm not even going to put what the picture is. No verbiage.
You could tell.
On Brill Up Squad. I'm just going to post the picture and we'll see what happens.
Oh my gosh. Talk about internet trolls. That is some spicy, spicy business.
So I have to wait. So I use it and Ethan used it. And I think he liked it. I mean, there are hot girls, like chiseled hot girls saying, you can do it, helping your ride. I haven't done anything live. The same way I needed to work out before going to the gym because it was just embarrassing to be there and unable to lift anything. So it's like a and then we're going to go away for a week. So
well, good thing you got those 2 15-minute sessions in. Woohoo!
Right. Hey, today's day 4.
That's better. Look, that's better than me. I have a hard time making it from the sofa into the kitchen where I'm about to eat. Like, that's the thing I'm trying to build up some extra enduro points for. I'm so far off. I welcome your rejuvenated fitness and your pornographic panties. I think this is just going to be fantastic all the way around.
I have 30 days and then I could send it back.
You're not sending it back.
30 days. I have 30 days.
You're not sending it back. If
the boy uses it, I won't send it back.
Here's how much I know that you're not sending it back. Guess what I slept on last night?
What? You did not. Cementi?
I did. My neck
Are you
hurts.
fucking kidding me?
No, I'm never getting rid of that fucking beast that I don't like. It's still there. I even put my head on it last night, and I said out loud, and then I laughed halfway through the sentence, fuck, I got cementy again. And I was laughing because I was like, what is wrong with me?
I don't know, but we've really looked at it as much as we can. I don't know what kind of help we have for you.
I don't know. Maybe the internet can help me.
Yeah, while you're there, can you look up something that plays monkey sounds to get rid of my fucking bird?
You think I'm kidding you? I'm not kidding you. I know I talked about this before. You just weren't listening because it wasn't so, important to you personally.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Monkey sounds, though?
Because nobody fucking cares. I'll figure it out. I'll help you.
Dear listener, help either with we just gave you fodder. Help with the bird situation. Help with the travel situation. Help with all of our situations. Please do not try to find me on Peloton. I don't go to live classes. I just hide in my basement on taped ones. We'd love to hear from you. And you have evidence of that by how fucking often I ask to hear from you. You can find us on all the socials at Listen Brilliant. You can see labia underpants at Brillobs Squad. You can write us brilliantobservations@gmail.com. I even think we still have a regular Facebook page at Brilliant Observations. Look at these luscious panties.
.net.
.net. .com. .tv.
Oh, God.
Are we good?
I think we're good. That's what they tell me anyway. All right, kids. Until another one, just keep on smiling. We love you. And thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.